Hey everyone, I'm Aaron.
I'm Wes.
And this is our Kickstarter preview of Demon Espionage.
So in Demon Espionage, you play as one of the two clans of demons who are trying to collect all the souls in hell after Satan's kill.
You're either the rebels.
The rebels, or those are more rebels, or the shadows. So to start the game, you deal out a number of these cards. You figure out how many people are playing to build your deck of the roles, and you deal out the roles in secret. Those roles stay secret. There's no reveal, like in Werewolf, how you have everyone close your eyes and one team opens their eyes. You don't do that. You actually don't know whose team you're on. And then the game progresses and you play cards back and forth, battling over these souls. When you collect souls by winning one of the card battles, you get to draw one of these cards, which is a soul card, the little tiny ones. They range from 1, 2, or 3, and depending on the amount of players, you build that deck. So you're not going to worry about having, if you're only playing 3 players, having just a ton of 3s come up. Even if you can see the amount of cards they've collected, you don't know how many souls that team has. You don't even know whose team has how many souls.
Which is really interesting because you can see that you have 4 kills and you have 4 souls, but is it just 4 soul points, or do you have 4 2s there?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Have 3, so you're working as teams, but you don't know really who's on your team because it's like a free-for-all in a way. There is one card that can allow you to look at somebody else's card and it's discarded from the game, or whenever the first player gets knocked down to a certain health, then their role is revealed. So there's 2 role reveals. It's it.
There still is some kind of social deduction. Like when I first was reading over the rules, I was like, oh, no one knows who anybody is? How does it even work? But after playing it, it really got kind of interesting because there was a lot of trickery going on. Not only were you trying to fool people as to what team you were on, but it was more of just trying to convince people to target someone, and a lot of times you're rolling the dice. So the reveal card, if you play it...
Not actually.
There's no dice in the game. If you play the reveal card, you get to look at their role in secret. So there's no reveal, and then you could say, if they're on your team, you could say, oh, they're on the other team, or if they're not on your team, you could pretend like they are on your team to save them. They do have a good... So if you're playing with an odd number of players, obviously one team's going to be an advantage, and they counter that by the team with less players just gets to draw 2 soul cards at the end of the game.
If there's any souls left.
If there's left, just to kind of balance out that deficit.
When we play this, we thought of it as a very Munchkinly game because it's very just wacky, and you can you give these +2 to monster, +2 to monster, and you can do that outside of your turn. Like if Wes is fighting Tom, and I'm like, I want Tom to lose, so I'm going to help boost Wes's monster and make him stronger. That is definitely something that you can use to your advantage, especially if I have figured out that Wes is on my team. I'm like, oh, I definitely want Wes to win.
Yeah, I think comparing it to a Munchkin is a very good way to put it because it's not a super heavy game, it's not a super strategic game. It's pretty relaxed. I wouldn't necessarily say a wacky fun game, but it's a light game. It's really easy to teach new players. We sat down with the rules and we had a game of 4 players going like that. It took no time at all before we were actually playing the game. It's not something where you have to sit down and read the rule book and teach everyone a bunch of rules and have a few trial rounds. They advertise it in 3 minutes you can learn the game. I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to learn.
And then the game's pretty quick as well.
So the way a typical battle would work is you're going to take one of the cards from your hand, and either a monster or one of these, there's some red cards that have strengths on them too, and you're going to put it face down, and you're going to call somebody out, and they're going to also put down a card. And then bonuses can be added to those and revealed. So that's why we said it's a kind of light game where it's just very all right, what am I playing? Oh,
it's very straightforward battling. There's not strategic and getting in position and rolling the dice and crossing your fingers. It's you both play a number and whoever has the highest number wins.
And then somebody could change it, but for the most part, that's just how it plays. Yeah.
They do mix it up. There are cards where you can redirect the battle at someone else.
Exactly.
The RPS cards can get kind of crazy, where all of the cards that are used in battle have a rock, paper, scissors symbol on them.
Yeah, up in the top corner.
Subtle, you almost don't notice it, but if someone plays that RPS or rock, paper, scissors card, the numbers don't matter anymore. It just matters what rock, paper, scissors symbol you play, which is crazy because it's nice if all you have are 1s. And you're like, there's no way I'm going to win this. So I am just going to throw this RPS card down there and cross my fingers and hope that I come out lucky. So it's nice that they do give options for that lucky aspect to happen if you know you're going to lose, or if you just want to mix things up.
Yeah, you're like, I'm winning, but let's just go crazy.
Yeah. It's there, I might as well use it. So an interesting design choice they made in this game. So these are your roll cards, and then this is what you use for health. There's these little crystallized hearts that you put behind your roll, and as you take damage, you cover up more and more of those hearts, and it's like you're losing your health. So it's cool to have that very analog, physical health counter. It's not...
And everybody can see it from across
Everyone
the
can
table.
see it, and it's just a nice change as opposed to a life die that you use in Magic or pen and paper or something. It's nice that they just put something in the box to help you keep track of that.
So this game is definitely what we like to see on Kickstarter. It's something that's new, it's an idea that, this Five Tales, they come up with this idea, they're like, let's see if anybody else will help us make this idea happen.
Absolutely. It's, a lot of games you see on Kickstarter nowadays is an established company that's using this as a pre-order system almost. And there's definitely games that evolve over the Kickstarter, and they like to get input from the backers and their stretch goals to help them reach different levels. But there's a lot of games that obviously are already made either way. There's games that fund in the first few hours or the first few minutes that it's cool that they're on Kickstarter, but they don't need to be. And so it's nice seeing games that need to be on Kickstarter. It's a brand new company. They're seeing is there an interest for my game out there? Is there a place for it?
Yeah.
Which is cool to see, and it's nice to see and work with companies like that on Kickstarter. A huge thank you to Five Tales for sending us a copy of your game. It's been great working with you guys. We really appreciate you sponsoring this video.
You should definitely consider backing this game. If you're watching this on YouTube, click on the link below to take you to the campaign. And while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe so you'll never be bored.
Did you miss me? I wasn't in that video at all. Must have been sad.